import Scenekit, and let us see how to create one simple application with Scenekit. So for that we need to import Scenekit, import Scenekit, and then we would also like to view the content directly and see what are the things which is happening. So for that we'll let us view. So for this playground support we need to tell what we are interested in. So playground dot playground page, and then we need to set the current page, and then live view is equal to, we need to set something here. So to set something there, what we need is a view. So for that reason, for now, let me comment this. For that we need to have since it is a scene view, scene we are creating, so we need to have a scene view object. So for that reason, let us create a scene view, scene view, and then scene view. Okay, so if you see there, it has three options. Let us take the frame option. Okay, the frame option is nothing but it is expecting some CG rectangle, and then okay, so let us give some rectangle information. So the origin, let the origin be 0 0, and then I would like the frame width and frame height to be 400 and 400. So yeah, that works fine. And then now we can give that frame here, scene view. Okay, so yeah, that builds. But yeah, that gave us a live preview here. That is good. Now but for our scene view we need to have a scene. So we need to attach our scene view. There's in the scene view there's an option called scene view. So if we look at the option, it says that it is of type scen scene. So we need to create that object. So let us create that object. Let scene is equal to scen scene. Okay, so again there are multiple options, but let us go with the simple one, and let us attach this scene to our current scene view. All right, so we did attach the scene view, and what we can do with this, so let us change the scene view. Let us change the view color, what we have seen here. Let us change that. So let us change the background color to UI color dot gray. So let us have the gray color as this one. Okay, cool. So we change the value to gray, and the value got reflected as gray. Okay, so that is cool. But let us display some 3D objects in the scene view. So after all, this is a Scenekit, and what is the point if we don't have any 3D objects? So for that reason, let us I want to create a object called torus. uh, uh, Torus is nothing but donut. So it is customary to start everything with donut shape, anything when you are entering into so torus is nothing but a hello world of 3D object creation. So let us do that. But if you see, I'm not creating a direct object, so I'm creating something called a node. So in this scene, everything is node. Say for example, the object is a node, the camera is a node, lighting object is a node, everything is a node. So node is nothing but one pixel here in this one. So for that particular pixel or a node, we are going to add something called a geometry. So this geometry is nothing but SCN torus. So there is something called SCN torus, and there is an option to create that. So if we copy that and just Google for the torus information, so you get in the Apple documentation, you get this information. So it talks about the details of ring radius and the pipe radius. So yeah, looks like the ring radius is how wide I want the torus to be, and the ring pipe radius is nothing but how thick I want. So for now, let us give the value of point and 0.5. So yeah, these are not any pixel values, these are just the proportionate values for the screen, so that you don't hardcode anything. So say for example, it's just a value, there is no unit associated with it. So I just want the pipe radius to be half of the ring radius. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying 100 pixel or 500 pixel or anything like that. So it just adjusts according to the dynamics of the screen which you'll be using. So okay, so now I have that. If I run it, nothing comes up on the preview. So that is, if you see, there is something coming, but nothing coming on the preview. So that is because what is happening is we need to attach the scene, this particular torus node, into the scene. So that we will do by giving add child node into the scene. So we will add that, and when I run it, yeah, so now in this view, our live view, we get it. So we got it here by creating the geometry, but it was not coming here. So we need to add the child node into the root node, then the torus will appear here. But if you look at it, our torus does not look like in the 3D domain. So there is something information which is missing. That information is nothing but the lighting information. So we need to provide some lighting information. So let us for now use the default lighting information. So once we give the default lighting information, so yeah, if you see this does not look flat, and it looks, some lighting is there, you can see the shading, all those things, and the camera is directly facing here. So that is why it looks like capsule, but it is a torus. Just to prove our point, it is torus. Let us give some animation so that it will rotate on some axis, and then we will be able to see our donut. So to do that, what we need to do, we need to have some action. Action is nothing but there's something called a an action option is there, and then in that action you can rotate around a specific axis. So for me, I would like to rotate around x-axis, and I wanted to run it for 5 seconds. And so if you just run it, nothing happens because you need to tell that what object you want to run this particular action on. So for now, I want the action to be run action on our torus. So I created that action, and I associate this particular action on our torus. So now once we run that, if you see in the preview, our torus rotates. So now we are 100% sure that we created a donut or a torus, what we're interested in, and that is what we're getting. But for now, if you look at it, the torus looks very dull actually. So let us give some color to our torus. So so just to reiterate, so we have something called as a node is nothing but 1 pixel, and then we need to give some geometry. So that geometry is nothing but this particular torus 3D image what we are trying to create by giving the radius and the pipe radius. And then we need to apply some color on top of it. So that means we need to apply some color information on our geometry. So that how we do is for the geometry, there is something called first material. The base color, there is a scientific method called diffuse. That's what the technical term is called. So that is nothing but we will be adding the color to our donut. So I would like my donut to be brown. So if you run that again, so if you can see that our donut is gray. But even though we have some light information and we have some this one, let us make our donut a little glossy. So the glossy information is how much of light gets reflected. So again, all those things are a property which you are going to apply on the geometry. So that is called specular. So that is again a technical term which is used in the graphics, where in which that basically talks about how reflective your objects are. So I will give white as a specular for our object. So yeah, now if you see, there is some reflection and it really looks like a 3D object. So yeah, that is all for this session.